what we typically have is sitting at the client's house on top of their refrigerator, fairly obvious. It's not always there. Sometimes for one reason or another, it might be somewhere else. Usually our scheduler or care coordinator will have, talked to you guys in advance about what the client needs and the kinds of things you need to do there. But it's a good idea, when your first visit, at some point, to just kind of go and look at that folder. And let me show you what's in it, okay? So the left side over here is really things for the client. It has things like our phone number in big print so that they know to call us if they need to cancel the shift or change their schedule, they need someone, more hours, that kind of thing. And then there's a couple things behind here. They're just a privacy policy and rights and responsibilities. It's really all for them. This is stuff that we're sort of required to give them by ACA. Has our card in here. In the center is sort of useful information for you guys. So here's this says a care log, but normally it'll say a care plan here, and it'll have the client's name and address, maybe the name of a son or daughter who kind of helps them a lot, and just sort of a plan of the overall situation and kind of what needs to be done each day. So in this case, on Mondays, it's laundry and dusting and cleaning the floors and taking them for a walk, tidying up the bedroom, maybe, there's an appointment, that kind of thing. So that's usually a 2-page thing. It just kind of lays out what are the typical things. Usually we're going to have briefed you enough so that you really know what to do going in anyway, but every case has a little bit of downtime and you can just kind of look at this and familiarize yourself. Sometimes if there's, sometimes the family may have some very specific instructions and we might just slip those in here, if they say, it could be anything, how to make their favorite soup, or, directions to their, someplace they like to go, or a friend's phone number, sort of any extra stuff they give us that they want to make sure that you have, we'll put in here. If they have a complicated medications list, we might have that in here too. It's really information in the center for you guys. The other thing that's in here, really important, I'm sure Dennis would have gone over, is this emergency procedures thing. I try and make it really simple. If it's a non-medical emergency, call us. The office is phone is answered 24/7. We aren't in the office 24/7, but we get that message right away. There's always someone on call. So if something happens, it's not life-threatening, call us, let us know. If it's an emergency, call 911. If someone falls, don't try and pick them up yourself. Call 911. Stay with them. Don't leave. I'm sure Dennis kind of went over this stuff with you, but that's here in pink just because it's easy to forget when an emergency happens. And so if you remember, okay, I just take a look at that to be sure. And then on the right hand side, there's a few things for you guys. There's envelopes, because we don't really have care logs that you have to fill out because of the system where you put the notes in the computer and the activity codes, which Dennis will show you a little bit about those on the telephone system. So you normally don't need them, but we do have a set of clients that gets their hours paid for by a third party, and they still require paper logs. And so the last day of each week, usually Thursday or Friday, you'll just fold them up and stick them in one of these envelopes and drop them in the mailbox. And if you run low on those care logs or envelopes or something, just call us in advance so that we have time to mail some back out. We can mail them to your house which is usually easier than mailing them to the client because the client doesn't know what they are sometimes. The other things that are in here are 2 other things. This is the clock in and clock out instructions, which are also on the back of your badge. And I know neither of you would ever forget your badge, but it's possible, it has happened, and so then people don't have the number, so you can always look in here, it's there.
Very good,
and
because sometimes we get forget.
Yeah. And there's a list of the activity codes and that sort of thing, so it's there just in case.
Yeah, just in case, yeah.
And the same thing for your portal. where you can confirm your schedule and that sort of thing. So usually the first couple times people forget a little bit of that kind of stuff, and just know that it's in here and you can pull it out. And you wouldn't typically do this at the client's house, but if you wanted to just take it out of the folder and bring it home, that's okay. You know, we have plenty of these things.
Okay.
And so they're just there because they seem to be a couple things that people sometimes forget. So I think that's really it. You know, if you're running, as I say, if you're running low on envelopes or logs and the case needs those, just call us. We'll send them out, and then just